What's going on, people? Hope y'all doing fantastic. I'm going to tell you guys a story today. And even though it's not directly related to trucking, you can use the same type of idea to get a job, get a contract, or things of that nature. About 5 years ago, 16, this is 2017. Yeah, it might have even been longer than that. Maybe about 5 to 6 years ago, I was working for a company, a dump truck company, or it's a construction company, and they had dump trucks, and I was on a seasonal layoff. You know, we hauled a lot of stone, gravel, sand, did a lot of asphalt paving, and that business is slow during the wintertime, at least in the Northeast area. So I took a voluntary layoff. So I'm sitting at the house, and I was listening to a morning radio show it was on a hip hop station, and the guy talked about some controversial stuff on the radio show. That's why I listened to him. So he put out this offer that day, saying that he was looking for a marketing person to help promote his brand, marketing person or marketing people to help promote his brand. And the candidates needed to show up to the station after his show was over. The thing was over at 10, so you had to show up between like 10 and 12 or 11 and 1, something like that. I don't remember the exact times. And he was doing open interviews. Well, I said, well, I can make that. So I hop in the car, head on down there. I see who I need to see and get escorted back to the room where everybody was. There was a room with a oval table in there. There was probably, I would say 7 to 9, 8 to 10 people in there, including myself, of these people that were there for the same thing. So the host, he asked one person, the first person he asked, they were talking. Before that, he was saying about his what he was looking to do and what his demographics were. You know, the change he was trying to make. He was trying to change the audience. He was trying to go after the younger audience as far as demographics. So that, sorry, I got sidetracked. That was kind of like what I was working on, because I was already, at the time, working with a business owner that owned a skating rink. So the demographics that he was looking to attract, the people from that demographic he was looking to attract, I was already in that space, you know. So but he didn't know this at the time. So he gets to the first guy, and he asked him a couple questions, such and such. And he asked, do you have a business card? The guy says no. Oh, strike number one, you're out. You know, the guy escorted him out. There was like 2 other people that, same thing. Nobody had a business card. The one lady, he was talking to her, and she had a resume. She went to had a degree in marketing or something like that. She went to college or something, had a degree in marketing, whatever. So she went off to a different room, I guess, to where they could interview her some more, one of his associates or whatever. So he gets to me. So I tell him, well, I'm working with the skating rink right now, and the demographics that you're looking for, they're already in place, the people. So that kind of opened the door up a little bit more, and that, in my situation. So we talked a little bit more. Then he said, do you have a business card? I said, yeah. Now, let me back up to before I leave. I knew that I was going to need a business card or some form of information to give him. So what I did was, I was already into marketing and what's called guerrilla marketing, if that's the term. Basically it's, separating yourself, not doing the same thing that everybody else does. So what I did was I made up my own business card, which consisted of one of those bright yellow or green, I don't know what the color they consider it, that safety green. I got a big sheet of construction paper. It's like 36 inches long by 24 inches wide or something like that. Basically, it was a little mini billboard, what it was. So I put my information on there, my name, my phone number, a little message, and I folded it up and put it in my pocket. So now fast forward, he asked me for my business card. I pulled this thing out, unfold it, and here's this, mini billboard, and I hand it to him. And I look around at the people in the room, and they were looking at me like, this guy, again, I'm separating myself from everybody else in the room. So, you can see, the expression on his face, you could discern, man, he liked that, okay, this guy's creative, he's not like these other people, the same old boring pitch, you know what I mean? So, make a long story short, he leaves, or I leave, he escorts me out, he says, I'll be in contact with you. Several days later, probably about 2 weeks later, since I was working with the guy with the roller skating rink, I got a hold of an old roller skate, old rental skate, the brown kind with the orange wheels. Well, I sent that to him in the mail. So after I knew it would have been delivered, here comes Mr. Man, knows the lane's going to end. He got to go flying by, cut everybody off. So 2 weeks go by. I'm sorry. So I deliver it. After I know the package is delivered, I give him a call about 2 or 3 days later. After that, I said, "Hey, is this so and so? Did you get the roller skate that I sent you?" He's like, "Yeah, man. I'm sitting here looking at it. It's sitting here on my desk." Oh, cool. So, then he's like, "Okay, we're going to set up an appointment." So it was like 2 or 3 phone calls later on after that. So we set up an appointment. He came down. And he wanted to do some kind of promotion, something with the skating rink. And, but we never got that far because at that time, the radio station was on a firing spree. So that never happened. So he got fired. So, but it was a good learning experience, and I said all that to say, when I'm out here and I'm, trying to work with these shippers and the brokers and even the people, within the company and stuff like that. I do stuff like that. Not on that, extent, but, I do stuff to where I separate myself from everybody else. Yeah, I may, turn down loads and stuff like that because it's not paying what I needed to pay and, and things of that nature. But they know, hey, man, we need to get this load, we couldn't, book a truck for this load, it needs to go here, and do you think you can do it? Yeah, I can do it. How much you paying me? So, I mean, it all comes back to that. So, you want to separate yourself from the pack. That's all I'm trying to say. Trucking has not been my only business. I should say, trucking has not been my only hustle. I mean, I've had other hustles. I've been partners in a restaurant. I've helped us. I've been working with local businesses with marketing. I've had a vending business. I did the We Buy Houses thing, the home investors model business. I did that. So a lot of these things that I learned over the years, I just applied to trucking, and it's at the end of the day, every business is the same. The only thing that changes is maybe like the infrastructure per se. But hope you found value in this video. Do something different than everybody else to get that contract, get that job. Just at least get your foot in the door. Then once you get your foot in the door, then you can start talking about, the money and stuff like that. We'll see you on the next one.